Welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna. Welcome back to Follow Sketch February. It is put on by Sandy Reversky, also known as State Goddess on YouTube, and Scrapping Reflections on Facebook. This is the sketch we're using. So I have this 4x6 picture and two 3x4s that are going vertically. They are when we moved my youngest daughter Eliza into her apartment back in August. This is a super old paper pad that I have. There are lots of browns as well as some blues. And so first I just decide what kind of is more subtle that I can use for the background paper. These are two that I was considering. And then I'll look for pieces to see what kind of scraps do I have that are the right color and match with the layout. So I do decide to use this background piece. The other one had kind of a border going along the bottom, which wouldn't have been bad, but you just really wouldn't have seen it. And so then this was this exact size. I didn't have to cut it down at all. And then you'll notice it kind of brings out the blue in what Eliza's wearing as well as the mattress topper there. So I went with that. And then I wanted something darker to go across the page. So I wanted something darker so that it had contrast. So I'm going to use this as the pattern paper across the page. And I'll tuck that in just to see how everything is looking. And then I'm going to look for things that can make the scallop border. And by things, I not only mean the papers, but the punches I'll find as well. I do like to use my Cricut for things like borders, but it doesn't make the complete 12 inches. I think you have to make it 11 and a half. So I like to use my border punches because it makes a nice simple, it's a nice simple way to make a 12-inch border. And so there you can see I took a strip of that striped paper to be the border on the left. And then this dark paper, which is a little bit different shade of brown than the other shade of brown, it's a different shade than the other shade of brown. I'm going to use this for the scallop border on the right-hand side. I think this is an EK Success punch. I've gotten a lot of these border shapes over the last couple years from Facebook Marketplace. So I've got quite the variety. I quit looking now because I don't need any more. I need to use what I have. But I never used to have a lot of punches before, especially with my Cricut. I felt like my Cricut could do everything. This is just a nice, quick, easy way to get that fun border. So and then I'll just tuck that there, and I will use a different scallop, a bigger scallop. I think this is a Martha Stewart punch, and they always work very nice. So I'm going to use this punch to give me a larger scallop. It's going to be the one that goes on top of the top picture there. I'm just showing you how easy this can be to use. When I get to the end, you'll see that I kind of get off just a little bit with the punch. And if I just go in there with the scissors, I'm going to there's just an extra, or kind of where I punched wrong. You won't tell it with the scallop, but it just needs to be clipped a little bit to round that scallop. And then I will trim down that piece of paper. I just used a scrap piece, but then once I'm done punching it, I will make it a 4x6 size. And I think I take a little bit off one side because it's, the paper being in my scrap bin has been a little bit bent. And then I'll go back to the other side to trim it off on the other side as well. And there it is. I'm going to tuck that up on the top. So right now nothing is glued down. I'm just making sure everything is the way I want it. And then I'm going to use the same off-white for the journaling spot. And you're going to find out in a moment this does not end up being the journaling spot, but that there's more to come. So hold that thought. I will put it up exactly where it is on the sketch. And it sits smaller than what the brown strip going horizontally does, so that frames it up nice. And then this is my binder. It's not 12 by 12, but it's thin. It's maybe I don't know if it's an inch thick, but it holds all my colored embellishments in different colors. So this is the brown embellishment kit, and so I just went in there to see what do I have. And I thought about this for a title, but I didn't like, because I've got so many browns going already. Here's another title idea. But I find this, if you can dream it, you can become it. And I thought that's perfect for starting another year of college. And I went into my blues, same kind of binder. I went into my blues and I found these two frames. I didn't know what I was going to put on the bottom there, but the two blues do go really well with the other two blues on the left side on the pattern paper. So I'm going to use those on the bottom where the flowers are in the sketch. Now I'm going to start to get everything glued down. And I will start, I know I like where this pattern paper is, the blue striped. So I'm going to make sure to get that exactly in the same spot. And then everything gets tucked in from there. So, and this just butts right up against the pattern paper. I'm not doing anything measuring. I'm not making sure anything's exact, but everything gets kind of eyeballed. This is an old close to my heart sticker from forever ago, and I kind of forgot about the striped paper over there. So you're going to see I'm going to stick in that striped paper underneath that border sticker in a little bit. But I will get that brown stripe all the way across. Or maybe I'll get the stripe in first. Oh, and that's where I lay down my adhesive. See? Oh my gosh, the adhesive is on the photo. You can see exactly where I did it. That was not a good thing, and it causes me problems. It's not the end of the world. I can reprint the photo if I need to. I'm, goodness knows I'm at Walgreens enough buying one photo at a time for my layouts. I'm not the most organized when it comes to that, but Walgreens has to be like 5 minutes from my house. So, and I'm constantly going by there when I'm running other errands, so I'm not too worried about it. But look at this. Ooh, geez, Louise. That ATG is really good and sticky. So luckily on that one, it was only on the corner, but this one goes right through the photo. So get it off the best that I can. And you can really kind of rub it off. It works well. But these, I got to tell you, those Walgreens photos aren't all the best. So, I mean, you could take the ink right off that photo. All right, so I'm going to get that brown strip down so it doesn't stick to anything else I don't want it to. That's where my journaling spot goes. Then I get the first photo, and this is overlapped, so I do the overlapping on top. And then I'll overlap those poor photos that got the adhesive on them. I'll put those on the bottom. And those are some furniture that we got from my aunt. It was very good timing. So she got the bed and the dresser from my aunt. There we go. See, that was where I was like getting some of that off. So now I'm like, okay, now what do I do with this title? I like it there. It's on the other part where the title is in the sketch. But man, I couldn't have planned that white backing on that title any better. It fit perfectly. So it had to go there. I'm going to glue down my frames. Oh, I shouldn't say glue down my frames. The one is sticky. The other one is not. The stickiness peels off. So I did have to put glue on one of them. I'm using Barely Art glue. And then I've got these little circular elements. Home Life says 1. I'm going to bring in a brown one that says New Home. There go the scallops up on top. And then, oh, that one says New Home, and I'm not exactly sure where that's going to go right now, but I like it over there. And then I have these close to my heart buttons, and I think these are recently newer, and I just haven't used them. I kind of got them at a retreat, and so even though they're another shade of brown, I decided, yep, it needs it. This layout needs it. It's the circular element. I think there's even buttons in the sketch itself. It's just another kind of a filler, little decorative item to go on this page. And I do use my Barely Art glue to glue them down. It glues so nice and clear. You won't see, even when I put too much glue on, it's going to dry clear and you won't notice it. And they come in different sizes as far as those buttons. So I move those around. Please make sure to go down below and check out the playlist for Follow Sketch February. You will see not only everyone that has posted videos for this sketch, but for every other sketch in February as well. I always have fun after posting my videos, going back and watching everybody else's videos to see what they did with the sketch. I get a lot of good ideas that way. I layer this little piece. It's the last piece of the sticker border that I have, and it needs something to go on the end. You will see in the finished photo, I did not put anything there, but I'm going to go back and find just a little, maybe it might be even another button that sits over the top. This is a take I've had in my stash forever. I put that on there. It's going to now be my journaling spot. I do get the twine through the hole, and it's a little bit plain. So I end up finding a Cricut marker that matches kind of that bright blue of the layout. And I'm just going to make those same, I guess they're stitching X's that's in the title to kind of tie those together. And I just freehand those, and I don't worry about if they're all the same size or even if they're the same width apart, anything like that. I just go for it. And that's, I think that's the last thing that I do on this page. So thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, for commenting, subscribing, liking, all those things. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the end. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope you come back to see me again soon.